Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of The Call Sheet. I just want to first start out by saying Happy New Year, welcome to 2025, and I'm so happy to have my very first guest of the new year, Miss Brandy Michelle.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Yes.
I'm so excited. This is basically season 2 of The Call Sheet. So here we're all about actors specifically in Atlanta, and I'm all about hearing the stories of the up and coming actors, because my whole goal is to be the first one to interview the next big star. So I'm always looking for actors that are up and coming, building their resume, and doing great things in the city.
Yes.
So welcome.
Thank you.
So Brandy Michelle, you started acting when?
Okay. When I literally could talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
So
did my
you've
first
always-
play when I was probably like 4.
Oh,
in
okay.
my preschool. Yeah, I played like a sheep, I believe.
Okay.
And like a Christmas show. I went to like a Catholic school.
Oh,
so
me too.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
okay.
I feel like I've been just doing it for so long, and I never stopped. Literally never stopped.
Lovely. So you were always into drama as soon as you started.
If there's an audience, there are people around, I'm performing in some
love
kind of way.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So are you from Atlanta?
I am not. I'm from Memphis.
From Memphis. Okay. And when did you get to Atlanta?
I came to Atlanta August 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fairly
after
new.
fairly new. After the pandemic kind of died down a little bit, then I came out here.
So what made you move?
Okay. So this is like not a long story, but it's a long story
Okay, we got
it's a
time.
lot of this happened and this happened, this happened.
Okay.
So I always wanted to move here. I felt like I just had it in my spirit just from visiting from a few times as a kid.
Yeah.
And then my dream school for college was Georgia State.
Okay.
I don't know why Georgia State was my dream school. I toured plenty of schools, but it was just kind of like Georgia State is where I want to go. So
Yeah.
I did my freshman year at Georgia State, right?
Okay.
And at that point, I was not acting. Like I said, when I start college, I'm going to be serious. I'm going to be a business major, international business major at that.
Okay.
And I was going to take my family business and take it across the world and do all this stuff. I had so many plans for other things, right?
Yeah.
And then, you remember the show Star? From
yeah, on
Lee
Fox.
Daniels.
Yep.
Yes. They were filming that show, a lot of the scenes on Georgia State's campus, and they would shut down a lot of the streets and a
Okay.
lot of the areas around campus. So over time, it was kind of just curiosity just kept peaking, like, well, what's this going on?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I like the show and I see y'all filming. I mean, I'm here in the city where it's happening. So I think they
Yeah.
just kind of really started the inkling of me researching, like, what would it really look like to take acting as a career? Because up until this point, it was just for fun. I mean, I've done it
Right.
since I was a little girl. I was always doing shows, but I was like, well, what does this look like as, a career move? So that kind of what started the kind of inkling for it.
Okay.
And a whole bunch of things happened. Life happened. I ended up moving back to Memphis and finished out college there. And then when I got to Memphis, it was kind of just like let's do this for real now. Like,
Okay.
I feel like I have such a great support system around me. So when I brought to my family, hey, I want to make acting like my career moves, and my family is like, okay, what do you need? Let's do it. So especially my mom, call her my momager. She's definitely just like, well, whatever you need to do, let's do it. So that's kind of how that started. And then I did professional theater in Memphis after I graduated college in 2019. So I was like, well, I still didn't really know in the beginning how to make a career in acting. I didn't know. All I knew was theater. I knew people in town. So I'm auditioning in town. I was getting paid. So it was nice.
Yeah.
And then when the pandemic hit, that was really, like everybody, we were forced to sit down.
Right.
So
right.
when I was forced to sit down, it was really like, now I just really have the time and the space and the energy to really look at this thing and see, what's the next move.
planned,
And then at that point, there were a lot of things just happening virtually. So I was seeing a lot of virtual classes, all these talent managers and agents and acting classes, and all these things were now online. So I had access to all this stuff that I didn't have access to before.
Right.
So again, that was another little piece of the puzzle that just made me want to do this thing. So after doing some online classes and workshops and things like that, I was like, well, what would it look like if I just moved to Atlanta?
Yeah.
So I was like, what? I mean, let's try it.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of back and forth. I would get a hotel for like a weekend, drive down here from Memphis and like look around. I didn't know what I was looking for.
Right.
In the beginning, I literally didn't know what I was doing, what I was looking for, but I just knew whatever I was looking for was here.
Yeah.
Right. So I kept doing a lot of back and forth, probably like for months, like pretty much the whole summer. I was doing a lot of back and forth.
Okay.
From Memphis to Atlanta, just trying to find whatever I was trying to find here in Atlanta.
Right.
And then one weekend, I feel like this is the weekend when I knew I wasn't going to come back. Like I was like, I'm going to go to Atlanta. We're going to figure something out, because I took my dog with me. Any other time it was just me.
Yeah.
But this last time I took my dog with me. I'm like, I need my support animal. So let's go out here. And I didn't come back. So I checked into a hotel when I got here, and I was in the hotel for 40 days until I found a job, found an apartment, just trying to find like all those things that I kept trying to just say, it's in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta. I just had to be here consistently for a long amount of time to find what I was looking for. And I did find what I was looking for. I ended up finding a job and getting an apartment, finding an acting school down here. And then that was all these things that really transpired to me really staying down here. So all those things. And then when I officially moved into an apartment was October of 2021.
That's beautiful.
I've been here ever since. Yeah.
So the pandemic really just shifted your whole mindset, everything. And I didn't even think about the fact that people who are not in major markets, that they don't have access to a lot of different talent reps and agents and classes until everything shifted online.
Right.
Which was so nice.
Right.
That's wonderful. So October 2021, you're here permanently. What acting studio did you start taking classes at?
So the first one was virtually. I did at Get Seen Studios. Now they don't really do acting classes, but they do like a lot of business of acting.
Yes.
And that was really game changer.
Yes.
It just
I think
really,
his name's Jason who runs it.
Jesse Malinowski.
Jesse
Malinowski.
Okay.
He's so amazing, so great. But those classes for sure just really gave me that mindset of like, okay, this is not just, doing some little plays in my hometown. Like this is actually a business to, And then I started doing my actual acting classes at Nick Conti's professional acting studio.
Oh, yes.
Love that
I'm
studio.
familiar.
My teacher was Shanessa Sweeney. Shout out to you, Shanessa. I believe she's in New York right now, like doing her thing. She's been doing really great stuff. But I did that. I took classes there consistently for a year. A year straight, just going to class every single week. And I met my best friend there, Kadalia, who you interviewed some time ago. That's when we met.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And so taking class there has been great. I also took class at Drama Inc.
Okay.
It's really amazing as well. They have a lot of different classes to, get into like dialect and emotional access. Yeah. And they have a class called Linklater, which is kind of like a extension of that emotional access class. So it's just so many different things, so many different classes that you can get into that aren't just like what I heard before, like Meisner and Uda Hagen, all your technique classes, which are great. And I did those in college, but then there was just a whole nother
something
world,
else after that.
So much. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So being in that acting class, of course, you mentioned you met your best friend, but did being in those classes really help you build your community here?
Absolutely.
You didn't know anybody.
Before I knew anybody, I was just trying to do whatever I can to like audition. I just knew I need to audition, and I would be FaceTiming like my mom or my sister, other people who aren't actors, and they were grateful that they were there to do that with me. But when I did find that community of actors, the self-tapes just shot up because we were bouncing off each other. We know what we're looking for. We know how to break down a script. And from those classes, I was using those people until, me and her really clicked off. We were using each other for anything, just to read, to do cold reads, to do whatever. And community is so important. So important.
Yes. So take me through you booking your first job here in the city.
Oh, that's so exciting. Okay. My first job, I got it through Actors Access, right?
Okay.
That was so great. So it was a movie that's actually out on Tubi right now called Bad Girl, Virtuous Woman. Everybody go stream it.
Okay.
But yeah, it was the character breakdown for one was just somebody that seemed so close to who I was. She was a Christian woman. She was singing in the choir, even though I'm not a singer, but I did grow up in church and like singing in the choir, but not really being a singer, But the breakdown for one was just so close to who I was. So that was what really made me want to audition. Now, mind you, this is in the beginning when I really didn't know what I was doing for real. But I set up my self-tape studio. I had my apartment. I didn't have a backdrop yet, but I had a blank wall. I had my lights. I had a tripod. I just thought I was doing the thing, right? Yeah. And did the audition, went great. Didn't expect anything because I've known from taking classes that the best mindset is just to submit and forget. You know, don't dwell on it too long. So that's what I did. Submit and forget. And that week, I actually had 3 auditions. I remember that specifically because I was working at Amazon and 12-hour shifts. And I remember just like going, parking my car and like trying to read my script real quick before I'm going into work. Like it was just so, I was like, I'm doing it. Like I'm an actor. Like I'm reading my script before work. It felt so good. But so yeah, fast forward to, they sent me an email for a callback, and I was just like, "Oh, like this is really cool." Yeah. So we did the callback on Zoom. That was when I met the director for the first time, met the writer for the first time, and it just felt so homey. Like that was really one of the moments that just felt like I was just such at ease. I was just in the right place, you know, right place, right time type thing, and did the callback, and it went great. And I think it was probably like a few days later. They didn't take long. A few days later, they offered me the part, and it was a lead role. It was the main character for the movie. Like I'm on the, what do you call it? The poster for the movie. It was just such a surreal experience. And then getting on set for the first time and meeting the person that I was playing, because I played a real person.
Okay.
Getting to meet her.
Based on a true story. Okay.
Based on a true story, yes. Getting to meet her in person was just amazing because we were just so similar. And it just really, that was my first time really seeing that the roles that are meant for you are meant for you. Like it just, meeting her in person and just kind of seeing the whole ensemble, everyone just fits. Like everybody just fits. Like I'm sure all the auditions were great that came through, but the people that were selected, they just fit. Everything just worked together like a big puzzle, really.
Yeah. And kudos to the casting director.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Brittany Passion, shout out to you.
Oh, it's Brittany.
Yes.
Oh,
you know
I've
Brittany?
interviewed her.
Yes. She's amazing.
Okay.
Love Brittany.
Look, Atlanta is so small. No, it really is.
That community, I'm telling you.
It really is. Yeah. It's like once you're out there and you start, you know, auditioning and stuff, you start to see a lot of the same people.
Yep.
Yeah, which is, I think is a wonderful thing because you actually get to build relationships and friendships outside of the industry.
Yes.
And I just like cheering for the other actors that I see. Yeah. Especially like when I'm watching something, I'm like, hey, that's such and such. Yeah. I love
speaking of that, I've been watching Will Trent, and my teacher from Drama Inc., she was on the episode, and I didn't know she was on the episode. Yeah. And I just saw her face, and I was like, oh my God. Like, it was so exciting.
Yeah. I was watching Beauty in Black, and one of the ladies, she's an actor, and she's she has her own casting business, Shay Mack. She was on there. Yeah. And I was like, that's Shay. Yeah. And I'm just watching just for fun, just to see what's out there.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. I love that though.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So I'm glad like your first experience was so amazing.
Yeah.
So to date, about how many auditions have you done? If you could sum it up.
And I used to be so good at keeping an audition, like not calendar, audition.
Notebook.
Yeah.
Like a journal.
I slacked so hard in 2024, but I really don't know. I would say I'm touching 100.
Touching
for
100.
sure.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
And out of all those auditions, how many have you booked?
Oh, definitely not 100.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. I just like, I kind of like to know the ratio.
Yeah, because it's crazy,
some people
right?
think that, well, I've auditioned for 20 projects. Why have I not gotten anything?
Right. It's the 21st project that you're going to get,
See?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but probably out of those 100, I would say maybe 10,
that's
maybe
great.
11. Yeah.
So about 10%.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah, you know, and that's over some years. Like I'm not even counting just 1 year. That's over a few years.
Right.
So yeah, the ratio is crazy sometimes.
Because I know a lot of actors can sometimes get discouraged. They're like, hey, I'm always auditioning or I'm always getting a callback, but I'm not booking. Do you have like a theory or something as to why like sometimes you're just like in a hot spot and you're booking constantly, or then sometimes you're not hearing anything? What's your thoughts on that? Hey everyone, I just wanted to pop in and say thank you so much for watching the call sheet. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell and leave your comment. What's the best part of this episode that you like? Be sure to follow us on Fanbase, on Facebook, and on Instagram at the Call Sheet Podcast. We'll be putting up some behind the scenes clips and telling you what's coming up next. If you have any questions around the acting industry here in Atlanta, feel free to email me at thecallsheetpodcast@gmail.com. Okay, back to the episode.
I mean, I really just rest my soul on what's meant for me is meant for me.
Okay.
And I just kind of leave it at that. And just to know that we are just one piece of a huge puzzle.
Yes.
So to know that my audition was great. Me not getting the role doesn't have anything to do with me or not having the right audition. It could be any number of things. It just, I didn't fit the puzzle piece. I'm not the puzzle piece, and I will be the next puzzle piece.
Right.
And if you do a great audition every single time, no matter what the outcome is, people will remember you.
Yes.
They're going to say, hey, you remember that girl that did that audition 3 years ago? She might be really good for this project.
Yes.
So you just never know. And I just like to, I have grown to really like auditioning. I liked it at first, and I stopped liking it. Then I kind of like it again. Because I just realized I get to play this character for this one moment.
Right.
You know, I get to be this person, delve into her shoes, do this thing. And if I get to play her again at a later date, cool. If not, cool. But at this moment right now, I had a lot of fun playing her right now. Yeah. And I hope to visit her again. But if not, oh well. You know, I played her right now, and I played her well, you know? So that's how I like to just look at that. And just don't dwell too much on not booking. Because you will book if you keep going. You will eventually.
Yeah. I love that. So who are your biggest cheerleaders?
My mother, for sure. 100% my mama. My mama, she is cheering for me even when I'm not cheering for myself sometimes. Yeah, if I'm up against the wall, my back up against the wall, she is beating down the wall, sewing my back together. Like, you know, she really is that person that's just like, whatever you want to do, I'm going to support you 100%. I'm going to do as much as I can to help you get to that next place.
So was your mom a performer, or
no?
She
never has done anything. Yeah, me and my sister have always been in the arts, but not her ever.
Yeah. So, what projects do you have? Are you working on any projects right now? Or
I actually just had a trailer drop for a project that should be coming out later this year.
Okay.
It's called Poker High. I'm not sure where it's coming out on or to, or I have no idea what it's in its short film circuit right now. So we'll see about that. And I actually just booked a project that I will be working on for the whole month of February.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really, really excited about that. But as far as that goes, I don't have anything coming out right now that I have like a set date or anything to tell you.
Okay.
But
you working.
I'm working.
I love it.
I'm working.
I love it. I love it. So what would be a dream role for you?
Literally a series where I am some type of agent, double spy, assassin, something like that. Like I really,
see that.
My favorite like genre, I guess is the word, of character is strong women who at first seem they're sweet and so motherly and so this and so that, and then they flip to this bad, cold. I love that type of, like, that's range right there.
Yes.
And a lot of those, like, I see a lot of those characters in your guest stars on, you know, different shows, you know, like the like different procedurals, Grey's Anatomy and NCIS. Like they start out so sweet, then they turn to this cold, like, oh yeah, I'm the one who killed him, you know? So I would love a role like that for sure.
Lovely. Yeah. Is there any, well, I know we all kind of have like a wish list of actors that we want to work with. Do you have like a top 3 that you're like, you know, we're going to go ahead and manifest these co-star or, you know?
Definitely, I want to say Keke Palmer. I've always wanted to work with her.
I love Keke
Always
Palmer.
wanted to work with her. I would also really love to work alongside Kathy Bates as well. I think she's very powerful. And she's from Memphis as well. So it's just like, it's giving a little bit of my sister girl.
Yeah.
To give the last spot to somebody, I don't know.
What about a guy you could play opposite of?
Ooh. I would love to play Idris Elba's daughter.
Okay.
I think that would be so fun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And something where like I'm in some type of trouble and he has to come like save me, and then we have to like team up to like, you know, save the day or something like that. I would love that.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. So Keke, Kathy Bates, and a little bit of Idris playing your dad. That would be good.
Yeah. I can see it all being one movie. Kiki, my sister, Idris, my dad,
yes.
and Kathy Bates is our lawyer to like help us out.
Like, listen, that's a good cast.
That's a great cast, right?
Okay, so I want you to give a little bit of advice for the girl who may be in a town similar to Memphis, ready to make the leap to another major market. What is something that she needs to know once she decides to step out of her hometown and pursue?
I would say don't be afraid to pivot.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes, or I guess for me personally, I can only speak for myself. I was just so adamant on like, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. This is who I'm going to meet. And I just had all these things that I was like, this has to happen. This has to happen. But the more I got into it, the more I've been learning, the more people I've been meeting. This industry is huge. Like you have commercial actors, you have your film actors, TV actors, the people you see on like those medication commercials, those are also actors. Like everything you see are actors. So it's just like you can make a living as an actor doing so many different things. It's not just your superstars and stuff like that. Like really just honing in on the realities of being an actor, not just the glitz and glam.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that's just really important to keep in mind.
Right.
Just this is a job where you literally have to wake up every day and like go get a job. Like you pretty much wake up every day unemployed.
Right.
You know, you have to get up every day and go get a job.
Yeah.
So it's having that strength.
I call it freelancing. Until your name gets to a certain level, you're freelancing.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
So,
you are unemployed until you're employed.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why it's always exciting. And that's another thing. I feel like people, as actors, a lot of the goals you hear, they want to be a series regular, which is great. We all want to be series regular, right?
Course, yeah.
But when you really break down to what a series regular is, that's just somebody who is employed for an extended period of time. Yeah. Right?
Or 1 season, 2 seasons.
Yeah. So it's like, I got a for sure job for this amount of time. So you can also do that with other things, you know? I could book this commercial. I'm on this commercial for a week. I can book this next thing for the next week. Like, I'm still consistently working for a week. You're going to be exhausted, though. You know?
Yeah.
You're going to be exhausted.
14, 16 hours on set is exhausting.
Yeah. So all that keeping in mind to the homegirl that is going to, you know, pursue this thing, just know that it will be a lot, but if you want to do it, you can do it. Yeah. And just keep an open mind, an open heart, and
I love that.
A good work ethic.
Yeah. I agree. Oh, when you mentioned the glitz and the glamour, I think a lot of people get caught up with the what we see like on Instagram, like the red carpet. Right. And I just want you to speak to, before you even make it to the red carpet with all the flashing lights and everyone's dressed up so pretty, the hard work really in between those moments. Yeah. How do you stay in it when you're on set and then motivated to keep going when, you know, you're in between jobs?
As far as being motivated on set, I think it's important just to remember how hard you work to get to that point. Like how much work you put in, how many auditions you did before you booked this one job. Yeah. And now I'm here on this one job, so let me kill it. You know, and you should have done all your homework before you got on set. So really, once you get on set, it's like, I'm this character now. Like I'm here to do my job and to do it well. And it's important to not be afraid to ask the people around you. Like we all are puzzle pieces to make this one project happen. And there's so many people behind the scene. Your camera crew, your directors, your DPs, your PAs, your actors, your background actors. There's so many people that are involved. So if you just know to show up, do my one job well, we're good to go. And then once you get offset, once we wrap this project, now it's like, well, that was fun. I can, you know, need to make it a point to myself as well to remember to enjoy what you just did. Like I'm so quick to, you know, get offset and it's like, okay, next job. I'm unemployed again. Next job. But I'm practicing to really, you know, live in that moment for a second. You know, be proud of myself, reflect on it, enjoy that moment. And then when you're ready, when the time is right, now it's like, okay, next job. You know, next job. What's next? But yeah, just sit in that moment for a second. And I forgot the other part to your question.
And then, so how do you stay motivated in between the jobs?
In between the jobs.
Because you talked about it on set.
Yeah. for me, it's just something I just love to do so much. You know, it's really like I'm itching to be somebody else again. You know, to play another character again. So once one project is over, it's really
out
like
there looking for the next one.
and really even when that project is happening, I'm probably still gonna be submitting to other projects and auditioning for other projects while I'm doing this project. So I do have something to do when I get done. You know.
Okay.
So it's really just I just love it so much. Where it's just like I constantly am like, well, what else? What other projects are there? Who else can I be? What other, you know, what else?
Yeah. Okay, so I just, to close us out, I want you to make just like a prediction of where you want to be within the next 5 years. So that would be, what, 2030? Oh, gosh.
Whoa.
It seems so far off, and it's not even.
That sounds so futuristic.
It does. 2030 sounds crazy, right? So where is Brandy Michelle positioning herself to be by 2030?
Yes. Brandy Michelle would like to just be a consistent working actor. You know, be able to hang up a lot of the side hustles that I have and just be a consistent working actor. And however, you know, that manifests itself, whether it's on a series, whether it's on a movie, several movies, or commercials, anything, industrials, brand ambassador. Like, it's just so many things that I want to do, you know? And I would love to start teaching. I've really gotten into coaching a little bit when it comes to like doing my friends' auditions and things like that. And I've kind of picked a little bit of a little bug that I really want to dive more into. You know, coaching and helping people with that, and to do classes for up and coming actors, beginners. And I would love to teach some classes back in Memphis and bring a lot of the information that I'm learning here and bring it back to my people there so they can, you know, do the same things. So we have a lot of talent out there as well.
That would be great. Yeah. Especially you could host workshops virtually or be in person. That would be great.
I really want to look into doing that for sure. So it's definitely going to be happening within the next 5 years, if not sooner.
I love it. Yes. Okay. I love it. Because like I'm a teacher at heart, so I always want to pass on information. Like that is my thing. Well, great. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
For lending your time. Will you just let everyone know where they can follow you and connect with you and, you know,
I would say TikTok.
I love me on TikTok. Not no more TikTok.
I had all my acting content on my TikTok, which is crazy, right?
Did you save any of it?
I didn't think it was really gonna go away. I didn't. I thought we had time.
Wow.
But you can't find me on TikTok right now, but you can find me everywhere else at Brandy Michelle. Actually, I lied. Edit that part out.
Okay.
It's called _ Brandy Michelle.
Brandy Michelle.
That's on Instagram. I guess that's it.
Right? So what you're gonna have to do Instagram Reels.
I guess so.
Well, look, the pivot. The pivot.
Exactly what we're talking about. We gotta pivot.
Yeah, we got to.
We gotta pivot.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching The Call Sheet.